Viewership of MSNBC's Morning Joe has cratered following their announcement that they have decided to make nice with President-elect Donald Trump. Now, their numbers obtained by Mediaite showed that after Scarborough and Brzezinski broke the news shortly after 6 a.m., 38% of those in the 25 to 54 demographic stopped watching by the next hour. Given the show's early morning time slot, viewership typically rises from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Even outgoing President Joe Biden has been known to tune in regularly, but it's one of his favorite shows. But now that is not happening. They're losing viewers because viewers, I think, are rightly pissed. All right. Again, these people were people who rightly criticized Donald Trump that are now kissing the ring. And they're punching left, which doesn't surprise me because that's normally what people on cable news tend to do. Anyway, they punch left. They blame trans people for Kamala Harris running the kind of centrist campaign that they had always dreamed of. Wow, look, she's running around with Liz Cheney and talking about how lethal our military is, and all that stuff. Oh my God, how could she lose? Must have been the trans people. Great. Now, that said, on Tuesday, Joe Scarborough was like, hey, what hate? Quote, I just want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody who was so kind last night. He went on to say that on Monday, he had seen for the first time what a massive disconnect there was between social media and the real world. Oh, is that the case? Well, quote, we were flooded with phone calls from people all day, literally, all around the world. Very positive, very supportive, going, I understand why you did what you did, etc., etc., etc. But once in a while, I would get a text or a call from somebody going, oh man, I hope you're doing okay. Oh, yeah, normal people. So many normal people were so worried about Joe and Mika. Oh my God, are you guys going to be okay? I'm going to bet that no average person obviously knows the phone number of Joe Scarborough, okay, and is calling him to make sure that he and Mika are doing okay. Joe Scarborough is the establishment. He's establishment Morning Joe, okay? He's not pal around with average people. He does not know average people or represent average people, and I think it should be obvious, right? And by the way, to show you how much the backlash, how much there has been, the show has since turned off their comments on the posts on X and hasn't posted clips of the show either Monday or Tuesday. Gee, I wonder why. Backlash getting to you, Joe? So here's the thing, though, right? So apparently they were so scared of Donald Trump coming after them that they had to turn, they had no choice. They had to turn to kissing his ass. In fact, Mika told podcast host Joanna Coles, quote, people are really scared. And I do believe, and this doesn't just apply to Donald Trump, it applies to anybody in his administration, any Republican, that it's time to start talking face to face, on the record, on background, reconnecting, meaning she wants access. And I've actually been really surprised at the reaction. I've heard from a lot of people in my phone, people that I respect a great deal, leaders, people I don't usually hear from, who are really powerful, who just wanted to let me know that that was the right thing to do. Yes. People in power are like, it's so great to hear that you are sucking up to Donald Trump. Because, that's a great move. What an awesome move, Mika. Kissing up to power. She says, and then I have seen, just like the very opposite happening online. Oh, really? So it turns out that the normies, they're not exactly happy, that we're kissing Donald Trump's ass and that we're sucking up to power. Oh, wow. And they're so mad at us. But, that's not real life, so that's fine. She said, some of it is part of the problem I'm talking about right now. I've heard from reporters by reading about myself, and none of them ever called me. That's the problem. So in part, it is a way of trying to do things differently, and it's a very serious time. And I take what we did when we did it, how we did it, why we did it, very seriously. I've been surprised at the backlash. And the way that I look at it is people are really scared, meaning you're scared. And it's one of the reasons we went in there is people are really scared about Donald Trump's comments that, political adversaries, a lot of people are scared because of what's happened with abortion. These are all issues that are important to me and in some ways personal to me, but definitely personal to the people I really care about. Yeah, okay. Now, look, here's the thing. Is Donald Trump going to hurt a lot of people? Absolutely. Who are they not going to hurt? I mean, people like Joe and Mika, okay? And I'm they as in the Trump establishment, the ghouls that Donald Trump is going to put into these positions of power. They are going to hurt a lot of people with their policies, with their positions, with their political retribution. They're not going to hurt Joe and Mika. Joe and Mika are very wealthy, okay? But nonetheless, they're shook. They're shook. And they're like, oh my God, we have to kiss Donald Trump's ass. Or else, I don't know what's going to happen. Now, there's a source that was close to the show that told the Daily Beast the meeting with Trump was quote unquote effing worth it because it may help keep him from constantly bashing the press, which he has called the enemy of the people. Hey, you know what this won't do? Keep Donald Trump from attacking the press because that's his go-to move. All right. He's going to attack the press because it's really popular with his base. Hating the press is kind of what helped him a lot because a lot of people are rightly furious at the press. All right. There's rightly and wrongly. Rightly because, look, there's a lot of things the press hasn't talked about. There's a lot of things that the press does that frustrates people. And, not talking about real issues, not holding, the wealthy and powerful to account. And then, of course, there's a lot of BS reasons that people don't like the press, right? And that's, you criticized my favorite politician, and now I hate you. Oh, okay. Well, sad day for you, okay? If you're mad that people criticize the politician that you like, you're going to be mad all the time, which kind of makes sense because MAGA supporters are generally mad all the time, okay? Whereas, here's the thing. I'm used to the press criticizing politicians that I like because those politicians, like Bernie Sanders, for example, were more ready to criticize the establishment position. And the thing about a lot of the press is they're the establishment. They're the corporate media. And so, of course, criticize the establishment, criticize the system as it is, then the talking heads in the media are going to come after you. And they're going to smear you. And so I'm used to that. Okay, but apparently that's something that a lot of MAGA supporters and, leftists actually do have in common, is that the establishment media also didn't like Donald Trump. But I think for very legitimate reasons, whereas Bernie Sanders, not so legitimate reasons. But again, I could get into the weeds in that. But getting back to this, right? Joe and Mika doing this, not very popular with the viewers. Okay, so I gotta ask, is it worth it? Is it worth losing a lot of their viewers? I mean, I guess time will tell, but it looks like MSNBC is getting spun off from NBC Universal, and so we're gonna see what happens if there even will continue to be a Morning Joe. Here's the other thing, right? A lot of left-wing media lost viewers after the election, and I myself included, right? I lost about 1,000 subscribers. And I think a lot of that is burnout. That's understandable, because here we're coming into the second Trump administration, which the first one already a disaster. There's a lot of people on the left, or a lot of liberals specifically, that are like, I ain't got the energy for resistance. Okay, that's it. I'm done. And I think a lot of that, applies to people who watch Morning Joe as well. Okay, so that said, I've gained them all back and then some. Right, so more than 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, it kind of sucked. And again, you had other voices, other channels, progressive channels that lost quite a few viewers, and then boom, picked right back up. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate all my viewers. I love you all. You're awesome, right? And thank you for the ones that came back and all the new ones that have joined since. The thing that's different here is with Morning Joe, they didn't lose their viewers because of burnout, because of depression, because of, oh my God, we lost the election, you know, all that. No, they lost them because of betrayal. They believed that Morning Joe was being honest with what they're saying, with their criticisms, right? And then we find out that no, turns out they're not. Turns out, no, Joe and Mika, they're cable news pundits and want to appease power and want to get close to power. Doesn't matter who's in the White House, all right? They want to be close to the power. And so a lot of these viewers, I believe, have discovered one of the big problems with cable media, something that progressive media, independent media has criticized them for all this time. And that's the fact that their desire for access is more important to them, to these pundits, than speaking truth to power. And so basically the mask has been ripped off of establishment media. And now people finally see them, or are actually seeing them for who they are. Establishment actors, news actors that really don't believe in anything other than getting close to those centers of power, getting access so they can get ratings. That's the unfortunate reality when you corporatize the media the way that the establishment has done. And so people are finding out that, and hopefully this means a realigning of media, okay? Going away from establishment legacy media to independent progressive media, which has been here all along and has been screaming from the rooftops, you know, hey, oh, well, not from the rooftops because we're not allowed on the roof, okay? Well, we're out there in the woods, all right? Been saying this all along. They don't care about the realities. They care about access. They care about power. And so come to us, you know, independent media, because we actually do believe the things that we say. We do believe the things that we talk about, and we actually do care. We don't care about access. I know that no, you know, establishment politician's never going to come on the show. Okay? Never in a million years, right? And I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about access. Don't care about ratings. Just care about talking about issues that that are fun for me to talk about. One, okay, and secondly, that I actually do care about. Things like healthcare, things like housing for people who are homeless. You know, things like, I don't know, being against the wars. Okay, not getting the United States in another war, a disastrous war. You know, helping people get food, access to food, things like that. That's what we care about here. That's what I care about. And I'm going to continue to do the things that I care about and never sell out for access to power, because that's not what I'm here to do. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.